I don't buy anything unless I'm buying it under market. That's just how it is. And a lot of people have a hard time fathoming that happening, but if you're patient and you're always diligently looking, you can always find property under market. A lot of people know that follow me already. I generally, when I rent a little bit under market. I keep rents a little bit low because if the economy does take a dive and does turn down, I don't want my tenants to leave. And I don't want to confuse people. I don't want to dissuade people. Listen, get into real estate, make money. It's the easiest money you'll ever make. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here. I'm here with Tom from FlipAnythingUSA. You guys probably seen the video. I did an interview with him earlier, and Manny from 2000 Books. And we're actually here in Austin today. Tom has agreed to show us around. Tom is like my big real estate mentor. You know, I've been teaching you guys about the real estate deals that I do, mostly very small residential. I've got 26 units, but Tom is he's the guru. He really takes, if you want to take it to the next level. And so what we're going to do is we're just kind of looking at some of Tom's properties. He's kind of answering questions, kind of mentoring us. Everyone needs a mentor. It doesn't matter where you're at in life, and so that's what we're doing here. So yeah.
And this one here, look at that. It looks like a little Mexican village up on the top.
Oh yeah.
I love it. And I love the Mexican folks, man. Believe me, I love the Mexican folks. Great people. Very fun. Very gregarious group. We always had a lot of fun with them. I sold this. I paid $10,000 units, sold for $55,000. This is probably worth $100,000 a unit now. And this is why I tell people, get an amortization schedule.
Yeah.
Always play with your numbers. Understand numbers. That's the key.
Yeah. It's
just math. Remember that, because when I went to buy this, I gave these guys an offer of $320,000, as I remember. And the guy was a professor at the big college here, and he lived in Los Angeles now. And he said, well, my wife is not going to allow it unless she hears 400. She's got to hear 400,000, or it's not going to work. Well, I was offering him like 7.5% or 8% interest, and I was offering him 400,000. I wanted him to own or carry it. They agreed. And so what happened was, I played with the numbers, and I go, okay, I'll give you 400,000, but we reduced the interest rate to like 3.5% interest,
which is actually a lower payment for you than paying at the lower price.
When
right?
you did the math,
yeah.
I was buying it for 290,000 now.
Right. Yeah.
They were getting less.
Right.
And so people, and this guy is a professor at the university. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's really crazy how little common sense there is with people sometimes. It amazes me.
Right.
And sometimes the smartest. And so what happened was, at the closing table, I said, hey, by the way, what if I told you I can go ahead and carry, because they were paying cash rent, I can carry the note at, I'll carry 200,000 at 3.5%. Would you be interested in that? They're doing the math. They're going to see, oh, we're going to save 3.5%.
Right.
On $200,000 of this money. And so they were like, that'd be great. They go, well, what do you mean? What are we gonna do? I said, give me another $30,000 and I'll give you a note for that. So what I did was, I let him assume the note.
Oh, I see. So you just got 30,000 and they just took over the...
And they took over the note.
Right.
Something they could have done anyways.
Right, so you just made an easy way to make $30,000 just by thinking of that.
Right, but it gets better. Then I went to the owners of the note, and I said, hey, I don't have to pay you out for like 10 years.
Right.
What if I pay you off early? Will you take off 20 grand?
Right.
They said, yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
Paid him off. Because, or no, I take it back. I was going to pay him off. But the 30,000 was better than the 20,000. So I let them assume it for 30 instead of the 20.
Instead of taking the 20 for just paying it quick down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also like knowing what they want and playing their game, like what's in it for them, rather than thinking.
Yeah, but a lot of times it's also, you know what, in all honesty, I can't say that the professor was dumb. He was just trying to appease his wife.
Exactly, that's what he wanted.
She was dumb.
Yeah, needed the 400,000 number.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he didn't even crunch the numbers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have at least crunched the numbers and make it the same, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly, yeah.
But anyways, yeah, so But yeah, no, there's just, and like I said, so, you know, that's a commercial office building that I hit a home run on when I was 19.
Yeah.
And then it was just one more deal after another on houses. And anyways, but.
So on those commercial deals, they're not checking your personal credit. How does that work? Because
well, it's different. It's different. Now, if it's owner carried, there's nobody's going to really check. Yeah, there's really no rules.
You decide what kind of terms between the two parties.
When it's not owner carried,
and
you
that's
go into a bank.
Really, and I tell people all the time, there are no rules. The rules are what you make them.
Exactly.
You can get as creative and crazy as you can imagine making deals. And, you know, because you got to make your own rules. There is no bank.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but if there's a bank involved.
When there's a bank involved, then they're regulated. So there's certain things that you gotta, like I said, you gotta show that there's cash flow. You gotta show that you gotta make them feel comfortable that even with a certain amount of vacancy rate, you're gonna be able to pay your bills. And they're gonna look at your overall credit rate and make sure you're good for it. But yeah, with the owner financing, there really is none.
Yeah.
And that applies to everything, houses, but that's what I was kind of getting to with when I started segue over to that, is I did that back when interest rates were 10%.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, interest rates are 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so think about this, and always ask the person you're buying a property from, especially if you know they own it outright. You say, what are you going to do with the money? If you don't mind me asking, what are you going to do with the money?
Yeah, good question. Yeah.
And you get to it and say, well, look, I'm only asking because I might have an alternative. But a lot of people say, hey, I'm just going to put it in the bank.
Right.
Well, say, well, look, if you're going to just put it in the bank, you're going to get less than 1%.
Yeah.
Why don't you carry the note? And I explain the owner financing, and you'll get 3.5. You'll get more than 3 times the bank. Because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to pay you cash. You're going to put it in the bank.
Right.
And then they're going to loan me your money and make 2.5% on you.
Plus, you're going to have a big tax bill that when you get all that money at once, right? As opposed to if you get it over time.
That's true. Assuming that they've got capital gains, they'll get taxed on it over the period of time that they receive it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's another good selling point. I hadn't thought about it, but in the past I've thought of it, but I wasn't thinking about it just now. Some people have intentions of what they want to do with that money, and they need to be paid cash because they want to take all of that money and put it in what we call a 1031 or a tax-deferred exchange.
Right.
And then they have to have the whole amount in order to roll it into something else.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Which you might be doing pretty soon.
Oh, yeah, hopefully. Yeah. No, I'm inspired now after seeing, it's been a while since I'd held off in investments, but
yeah, I've been encouraging John. He's got some properties. No, I'm giving it away. I don't want to give away anything you don't want to talk about.
Oh no, it's good. I share it all. So. But
so he's got some nice properties that are probably time to sell. The market's right, the interest right. Interests are going up, and you got to remember, people don't necessarily say, how much. They say how much a month because they want to look at what they can, what their payment's going to be.
Right.
So he's got some properties that, in my opinion, are ripe to sell.
Yeah.
And he's a little nervous about putting them up for sale until he has something else to buy.
Right.
The problem is that if you don't have the ability to pay, if you can't demonstrate that you can pay for it, for sure.
Right.
They're going to eliminate you as a buyer.
Right.
They're going to go to the next guy. And so that's what I was telling John. You're asking them we're going to make a deal contingent on, whether you say it's contingent or not, they're going to say, where are you getting the money from? And you'll say, some of it's from here. And so it's kind of like, oh, well, so this isn't going to happen unless that sells?
Right.
Totally uncomfortable.
Just like you described, a lot of the deals that you got was because the buyer failed to, it fell apart in escrow. Right?
Oh, yeah,
it's the worst thing ever because you're sitting on the property, you're wasting time, and now you end up taking a discount on it because you got to get it sold.
Right.
So they want to avoid that.
Yeah, and sometimes a flaky buyer, if you're in the number 2 position, where I am a lot of times.
Yeah.
And that's why I say you can't be number 1, be number 2, because you're just waiting for number 1 to stumble, and that's where you jump in.